It's Tuesday. It's Mark Pyers. And it's Real Talk.
Today, looking for another way
to ease my mind and help my living. It's Real Talk. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pyers Real Talk. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day 555 in a row of the Mark Pyers Real Talk Show. And not only is it day 555 in a row, but it's 7/7/2020. I was looking at those numbers today. Just put it down and put the zeros in front. 07-07-2020. And day 555, it all lines up. My wife was like, who cares? I'm like, no, but that's a big thing. I mean, it could have been day 536. Could have been day 552. But day 555? That's like 555. 7/7/2020. That is the universe saying, yes, Mark. That's the sign telling me to keep going. 555 is just the beginning. And I want to thank you guys for joining me every single day. So head to YouTube, subscribe, and ding the bell because we're about to get into it. I got a 7th episode of the Donald Trump Show. I cannot wait to share this one with you because we're just getting closer and closer to the truth. Every time I drop one of these face swaps from the Trump, my man Gangsta's on. How you doing, my man? So good to see you. Gangster, you're in Norway, right? We are now covered in the North America region and also in Norway. Where else are you? Come on, people. Let's get a little shout out over here in the chat window. Guys, if you don't go over to YouTube, you're not going to get into it completely. You got to join the show. My man Gangsta's on. Yep, he's in Norway. How is it in Norway? Do you guys have an issue there with the COVID-19? Look, we're trying to stop the COVID from going everywhere. We don't like it. I told Melania the other day, I said, look, Melania, we've got to stop the COVID. And she said, Donald. You guys know she always does that. My man Austin. Okay, Austin, I got to play this now because my man's Austin's on. Gangsta's on. Austin, head over to YouTube. Subscribe and ding the bell over there. It sounds better, looks better. And I'm about to play episode 7 of the Donald Trump Show. Here we go. Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio. Donald Trump joins us for the 7th episode of the Donald Trump Show. Thank you very much for joining me on episode 7 of the Donald Trump Show. We're going to get right into it today. I've got a lot more on Sleep Sofa Joe. That's right, we're calling him Bumbling Biden as well now. So let's get into it. What do we got? First clip of the show.
You gotta, I mean, we gotta reassure. Look, here, my message to everybody I talk to is we're gonna get through this.
Are you sure, Joe? It looks like you can't even get through a sentence.
We provide a Medicare option. That's exactly what Rap Rock and I talked about in the beginning.
I'm sorry, did he just call Barack Rap Rock? I didn't realize he had a pet name for Barack Obama. Hey, Rap Rock, let's get together and go and talk about that foreign policy. Hey, Rap Rock, you want to get together and play some basketball? Hey, Rap Rock, could you make me a PB&J? Absolutely hilarious.
I made a mistake. I said it 14 years ago. I trusted George Bush to keep his word. He said he was not going to go into Iraq.
This is when it gets really interesting. You ready?
Only way we're going to get rid of Saddam Hussein. And it's going to require guys like you in uniform to be back on foot in the desert taking taking Saddam down.
Wait, I'm sorry, but didn't you just say that you were against the war, Sleeps Over? I think he's losing his memory again.
From the moment shock and awe started, from that moment, I was opposed to the effort and I was outspoken.
Let's take a look at Outspoken Joe. Yes, maybe his news. Maybe we'll call him Outspoken Joe if it's good. Let's see.
Some of my own party have said that it was a mistake to go to Iraq in the first place. But the cost of not acting against Saddam, I think, would have been much greater. The President of the United States is a bold leader, and he is popular.
No, after that clip, that's it. We're gonna call him Backtrack Biden. That's right. He backtracks. He said that he didn't support the war, that he's talking about George Bush like they're best friends. I'm not sure what's true with Sleep Sofa Joe.
When I marched in the civil rights movement, I marched with tens of thousands of others to change attitudes. And we changed attitudes.
When I was about the age of the guy standing over there, I got involved in the civil rights movement.
And now, the truth.
I was not an activist. I was not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else.
Okay, so basically, Sleep Sofa Joe never did any actual protesting, although he's been campaigning on it for his entire career.
The first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class.
Look, I really want you to pay attention to the detail in this video right here.
I think
I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
I'm pretty sure that your IQ is a moving number, Sleep Sofa.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship.
So let's get to the truth.
Senator Joseph Biden may have more explaining to do.
The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
And in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the International Moot Court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
If I could say one thing.
Look, the facts are Sleep Sofa Joe was a terrible student.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class.
He didn't?
That he does not have 3 degrees from college.
He doesn't?
And that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Really?
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. Back then, I guess they didn't fact check you in real time. That must have been a couple weeks later. So funny.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Sleep Sofa Joe makes up things. Bumbling Biden. Did you hear him bumble there? He's a bumbler. Bumbling Biden strikes again.
Trump Show, episode 7. What do you guys think? Woo. Like every day I'm coming up with a new episode of the Trump Show. It's actually like so much fun because all I have to do is take a piece of content with something and just commentary is Trump. His commentary is Trump. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking we should do like a Mystery Theater 3000 with Trump. Like, I'm going to do it right now. We're doing this on the fly right now. Let's find a piece of something. John, thank you, brother. Can somebody find me something that's I can throw on here, take the audio off, and we could do Trump as the voiceover. We actually could have Hammerlin do it. There's a guy named Bob Menery. Okay, Bob Menery is a guy who does most of the voiceovers you guys hear, when it's like a sports voiceover. And some dudes like my man Austin's on. Austin, did you like it? Mr. Bumbling Biden. Austin, I think Austin missed the last 2. I sent everything up to 4 to Austin. He missed number 5, 6, and then he just saw number 7. So I think I'm going to go backwards today, guys. I started with number 7. I'm going to go backwards through the order to 1, okay? So just to try to get you guys to catch you up to date, this is day 555 in a row. It's 7/7/2020. To me, I'm a numbers person. Okay, Bob Menery, right? Yeah, John knows. Menery's awesome. So listen, John, I created a character named Hammerlin Jameson. Okay, you may have heard him on the intro. You're going to hear him again every single intro. You'll hear Hammerlin. Hammerlin was.
That's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio. Donald J. Trump.
So that's Hammerlin. Now Hammerlin is. I just want to give you an idea. I have not put more proper tape on yet, but... Hammerlin! Hold on 1 minute, people. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you what we do with Hammer Jammer. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Hold on. We got to go back. Here we go. It's Hammerlin, Jameson, and it's hammer time. That's right. Look, I'm here every single night on the Real Talk program to rip the lid off the fake news. That's right. It's hammer time. A little ham, jam, bam. Thank you, man. That's right. It's Hammerlin, Jameson. I'm here dropping the hammer and ripping the lid off the fake news. Every night on the Real Talk program. We've got a lot to get through tonight. This newest story, scientists warn of a potential wave of COVID-linked brain damage. Let's get into that one. Or who really cares? Every story's meant to just shock and awe. That's what I'm hearing on the Real Talk program. Hammer Jam. Look, I'm just here to rip the lid off. What you have to understand is in order to rip the lid off, you have to first, that's right, drop the hammer. So anyway, that's Hammerlin, John, and you're going to see him in a little while when I actually bring him live. So I've got prosthetics. I mean, listen, we have two actual characters here. So that's Hammerlin Jameson. The other one is...
I tell you, I'm worried about
this is Dick Facce.
It's that Dick Facce. Have you heard about him? He's going to be fantastic. Get bingo. You told me about him, didn't you? I have to thank you.
If Michelle's not running, I'm voting for Dick Facce.
It's the Dick Facce Show. Dick Facce's been live every day since his mother kicked him out of the womb. Join Dick as he discusses his plot to take over the United States. It's Dick Facce! Hey, that's pretty good. Kato, you're doing better. I gotta give it to him every once in a while, okay? You can't come on to the Facce Show without getting to things, okay? You're gonna get an attitude, and you're gonna get an elbow in the fudge. Look, my name is Dick Facce. I've been live every day since my mother kicked me out of the womb. How dare she? How dare she kick Facce out of the womb? I was in there working on a puzzle. I'm in there tying my shoes. I was working on Jenga. I almost won Jenga. She kicks me out of the womb. You know I never let my ma hear the end of that one. Oh, Dick, can I come over and see the kids? You could bring a friggin' telescope, Ma, from across the road. I don't want to ever see you. You kicked me out of the womb. So anyway, there's a couple things you need to know about Dick Facce. First of all, he's a vile human being. He's running for president. And you have two options when it comes to Facce. Just so you know, two options. You either vote for Facce or you get an elbow in the Facce. Two options. Ryan Hartwig is coming on tomorrow. He'll be here at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be an early show, early Real Talk show for day 556 in a row. My man Ryan Hartwig's coming on. We have a lot to discuss. We're going to be getting into a lot of what's going on with Facebook, Antifa, talking about the movement. Today I saw something pretty interesting. You guys may have seen this as well. It was Don Lemonhead. I got the Facce show on up here. It was Don Lemonhead, and he's interviewing one of, like, a funny guy. You know the guy. Terry Crews. And Terry Crews I always liked. I like him even more now. Bulldogs! Bulldogs, what's going on? So good to see you. And then we got Bulldag, my man Dagger's on. He's got something he sent over to me. Uh-oh. Got to shut off the outro over there, people. And I just want to say hello. Oh, so wait a second. John also mentioned a little Harry Carey. John, are you still with us? Hey, John. Hey, John, remember that time we were down watching the Cubbies? Hey, I had a bottle of whiskey in my hand. It's funny how you say that because I did incorporate Harry Carey and basically Menery
And it's not that I'm doing a memory. Like, there's always been the radio voice guy. You know, look, I'm just going to tell you the story. We're going to get around to it a little while. So there's always that guy. But I thought Hammerlin should just be a little bit more over the top. Look, we're going to drop the hammer and rip the lid off the fake news. So check it out. This is the schedule for the week, just so you know. Tomorrow, 4 p.m., Facebook whistleblower Ryan Hartwig, who's been dropping all kinds of content for Project Veritas. He will be on the Real Talk program for interview number 2, thanks to Bulldog, the man, the myth, the legend, setting up the appointment. Now, here's the other thing that Mr. Dagger did for us. Maryam Haneid, she's been coming on the program every couple of weeks in order to drop some truth on the world. That's right, we're ripping the lid off the fake news with Maryam on Friday, guys. Guys, it's crazy. You can't believe it. You come down, Real Talk. You're gonna have a good time. You get the cowbell. I gotta have more cowbell. And guys, let's do it in 4/4. Cowbell, ready? All our time is gone. Wow, guys, calm down. Wait, one moment. Gene, I gotta have more cowbell. I hear it, but I gotta have more. I got a fever. I got a fever for more cowbell. Look, I put my pants on one leg at a time, but when I do it, I make gold records. Oh, guys. Who knows someone at SNL? Because I used to do all of those voices. Like, I used to do, I'm feeling verklempt. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. The early American Revolution was neither early American or a revolution. Discuss. I'm sorry. I just had a little gunkus in the gazunka point, but I'm all better. I feel all better now. Oh. Really, just any voice I ever heard, I just loved doing the voice. Like, I love hearing voices and then just like trying to see if I can make it work. So when you guys throw a new person out there, it's kind of cool. You know, some of the characters, so in 555 days, let's just think about some of the newer characters that have come to the show that I never did before in my entire life, okay? Norm Macdonald. Hey guys, you come down to Real Talk. It is kind of crazy. I did this movie. It was called Dirty Work. You may have seen it. Yeah, I did it a while ago, and I had a guy named Artie Lang in it. You know who Artie is? Yeah, I was in it too. We do Artie now. I never did Artie before. Well, now I do Artie all the time. I can't now. I'm pushing, but I'll do it. Yeah, absolutely, brother. Set it up, John. I am. For sure. 1,360%. I've been live here for 555 days waiting for John to show up and say, well, I got to connect the dots for this guy. I'm going to connect the dots. Okay. Hey, guys. Hey, it's Al Pacino. You can't come down a Real Talk program without connecting this guy to the man. Jay. Jay's the man. Of course he's the man. Secretary Cleary told me he's the man. So Owen Wilson. I'm on fire tonight, guys. Do you guys want to see episode 6? I know you do. John, I'm going to give you something right now, John. This is my email address. I'm going to write it in here. mark@markpyersrealtalk.com. You can't get any easier than that. And we're live every single day. Tomorrow I'll be at 4 o'clock with the Facebook whistleblower, Ryan Hartwig, and that's going to be a fire show. But I would like to do something quickly before I click off, because John should see exactly what he's getting into here, okay? Guys, you know what I'm talking about. John, I'm also the inventor of this. This right here, this is the BeatSeat. The BeatSeat is the first drum for guitar players. Wow. Okay, so now you're really going to be excited. Or I'm really getting excited about this, John. Check this out. This is the BeatSeat. I patented this. I invented this in 2011, 2013, somewhere around there. And I spent 5 years getting the patent. But anyway. Oh, John, hold on. I'm getting out of Instagram real quick just to put your phone number in. Hold on a second. John, check this out. Ready? I'm going to show you something. So you're in Vegas, I think. I'm saving you in my phone. I'm going to text you right after the show. Dude, it's 11/11 on day 555 in a row on 7/7/2020, and John's saying he's going to hook me up with the guy who could bring Real Talk to the next level. Are you kidding me? Is anybody else? You know, forget that. John, I just did something. Ready? It's ringing. That's me calling you right now, John. Just save that. That's my number. I had to hang up because I'm on the line. I'm on the phone. I'm right here, putting on a show for you guys. But I got to show John something right now. So, John, what I invented is the BeatSeat. Ready? So you could play with your hands and feet. You could sit completely upright while doing that. There's something called a cajon right now. Everybody plays. And the cajon sounds great, but it doesn't have the tone that the BeatSeat has. We have every tone in the world. We call it omnitone. Her is currently playing the BeatSeat. Her drummer is one of our endorsers. So just check out the beats. Ready? Here's the kick. It's your feet. I could play with just my feet. That's what I do with the guitar, but I'm going to show you. See, here's the whole body, but here's my feet. That's my feet, right? Now you got your whole hands. There's 2 snares in the BeatSeat, so you got... Oh, John, you've seen it. All right, I'm going to play you something very quickly then, because we're going to get back to episode 6, okay? This will be super quick. Reflecting thoughts of innocence, no reason to explain. So baby, let's just carry on, lips away the thoughts of me and you. And this time we'll sit alone in the candlelight, the wax drops drop, burn our love that binds us down, the wind blows. Wild chill when you're around. Love's the very word. And I'm with you. All my troubles seep on down to my grave. Repeating the same old song, same words. Come on, soothe my soul. Oh, I pray, love. Why don't you tempt my hand and outline something new? Maybe things will open up. We'll sleep in peace, the thoughts of me and you. And this love will guide us through nights out where hearts love burns. Deeper love, deeper love. My heart seems to grow when I'm with you. With you. It's from my man John, who's going to set some stuff up. My man, Jay, set it up. I'm going to go and play wherever you want. I mean, I'll be playing here live, but we got to set that up. Also, John, head over to YouTube, brother. You got to sign up over there and subscribe, because that alerts you every day when I'm live. Tomorrow's going to be 4 o'clock. I'm trying to do earlier during the week, and then at night during the weekends we'll always be at around 10:30. But anyway, let's get back to episode 6 of the Donald Trump Show. Here we go. So we did episode 7, which was Ridin Biden. This one, this episode was called, I think this one was called Bubbling Biden. Yeah, this is Bumbling Biden. Here we go.
That's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio. Donald J. Trump joins us from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on episode 6 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right, I'm here in Washington. Sometimes people think it looks like the Epcot Center. No, the Pope is not back in that building. It's Donald Trump's home. In the process of fixing the dome. I think it's about time we get back to Sleep Sofa Joe. Sometimes we call him Bumbling Biden. I'm not sure what I feel like calling him today. Let's see what Bumbling Biden has to say. I just love them both. I just love Sleep Sofa Joe. He's a bumbling Biden sleeping on the sofa. So, let's see what we've got today.
I propose, and I'm going to digress slightly. We're in a situation.
Every time I think to myself, well, there's no way it could get any worse, they show me another clip. This is Sleep Sofa Joe, bumbling Biden. Take a look, people.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth.
Well, which is it, Joe?
Out of $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it, it's so much.
Really? Joe, you want me to get a calculator for you? Here, why don't you use this calculator, see what you come up with.
It's cost a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years.
740 billion. Wow, Joe. That's a phenomenal amount of money. Do you want that in Monopoly dollars?
If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330 and help me in this fight.
Well, Joe, if it's a matter of dialing 30330 in order to help you fight the battle against Alzheimer's, I'm in. Okay, what else we got?
And they'd say to you, take my shotgun. I said, I have 3. I now have 5 because my son died and I have 3 of his. I have 5 shotguns.
Oh, so close, Joe. So close. 3 plus 3. So close. You did not form it as a question. It's also not 6.
I know I'm called middle class, Joe. It's not meant as a compliment. Means I'm not sophisticated.
I'm sorry, Sleep Sofa. I hadn't heard that one. Middle class Joe. I've heard Creepy Joe. I've heard Bumbling Biden. I've heard Sleep Sofa Joe. Sleepy Joe. I've heard about a terrible cup of Joe. It's more like out of gas Joe.
That's what we have there on number 6. And we're going to just make our way down, I think. I think I'm going to just show them to you one by one. What do you think of that, John? Isn't that funny? Well, I hope it is. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. What did I do in 7.5? Let's just go with Trump Show. We'll stick with Trump Show.
It's Hammerlin Jameson live from Mount Rushmore. Donald Trump for episode 5 of the Trump Show. Thank you. Thank you for joining me here at the monuments. Look, this is a very exciting time. I started my own talk show this week. That's right, the Donald J. Trump Show. We're winning bigly, dropping lots of content about Sleep Sofa Joe Biden. Lots about Sleep Sofa. We also did one episode about poison so far. And we're going to continue to drop positive content about Sleep Sofa Joe Biden. Because I will not let him beat me, no. We have done too much work here in this country. Are you guys ready to stick a fork in Biden? Are you ready? Oh, watch this clip. Ready?
I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
I don't know what to say. I'm a little confused. What... Could you tell me, what does that mean, Joe? You're married? I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. I don't know. So, are you going to be your own first lady? Or what does that mean, Joe? Could you please elaborate? I'm Melania Trump's husband, Donald Trump. I'm not really sure, so Joe's married to himself? Just going to give you the one for today. That's enough to squash the sleep sofa. Look, he's comfortable to lie on. Just not to vote for. We don't have to trash the man while we're here at the National Monument. He's just a sleep sofa. Look, if you can't catch the Donald Trump show, make sure you tune in to Real Talk. You see, my kids, Melania, they all love Real Talk. Well, we give it to people straight on the Real Talk program, and it kind of gave me the concept for the Donald Trump show. So tune in. Every night I'll be on either my show or the Real Talk show. I'm going to drop content for you because the fake news is not letting the Trumper breathe. That's right. It's trying to shut down the Trump. Look at that beautiful monument. They're going to put my face right next to George Washington there. Perfect spot. They're going to have my tie. It's going to go all the way down to the ground. So Democrats will hit their faces on it every time they walk by.
I love that one. Democrats are going to hit their faces on it. Jair had something back here about someone was banned for their support on the last video for Trump. JK, who was ad banned? I don't even know what that means. But Jair said that someone was ad banned for their support on the last video for Trump. WTF. And that's a good thing, a question I'm curious about, because I'm excited for tomorrow. Ryan Hartwig is coming back. And we're going to get into stuff like this, the censorship that's going on, and getting banned because you're leaning towards a more conservative perspective. And anything that is conservative leaning at all, that's fact-based, they pull down, or they put a tag over it that says, false information. Here's the true information. They give you some BS thing. Like, how do these people... The other day, okay, I put something up. I never do this, but I saw a picture. I was like, whoa, I'm going to be talking about this tonight. And it was about this Ghislaine Maxwell. There's an article. I think I have it here. I don't want to play it. They'll block us. It said that on the 11th of this month, which is in 4 days, guys, she will be rushed to a hospital with coronavirus complications. And I'm like, wow, that's weird that it says July 11th and it's July 3rd when this happened. So I posted on Facebook. I'm like, this is weird. We're going to talk about it tonight on Real Talk. Because at the end of the day, what I've been doing lately is bringing in investigative journalists. I'm having Ryan Hartwig on for the second interview to let him breathe. I always say this is a platform for people to come and breathe. Some of these shows, they give you 5 minutes. They give you 10 minutes. I'm like, dude, come on here and chat. Last time he did an hour and a half here. Mary M did 3 hours and 18 minutes and 3 hours and 42 minutes with me. Okay, the first 2 times. The second time she came on, she goes, we can't do another show like last time. I can't do a 3-hour show, Mark. I said, look, do as much as you can. You want to do half hour? Let's do half hour. Almost 4 hours later, because at the end of the day, what we do over here is we connect and we find the magic of the moment and we bring it to life. And that's what I'm here to do with the rest of my moments. I don't want to live in the past. I don't want to live in the future. I want to live right now. I want you guys to join me. So join us over on YouTube. Subscribe and ding the bell. We're here every day until I can't breathe anymore. And I hope it's not a coronavirus thing. Anyway, the BeatSeat is a lot of fun. I want to hear from Jair. I hope he can tell me what Trump video and who DKDR is, Inc. DKDR Inc. I'm cool with everybody. I'm assuming that you don't mean that I was I don't think anybody was banned from a video that I put up. But this is the thing that's interesting. You don't know how you're tagged or flagged. Some of my videos that I put up as Trump, when I go and put them on Facebook and you go to click on them, it says, you can't watch this, you're in restricted mode. And I'm like, no, I'm not. But naturally, Facebook, when you click on those links, doesn't have you connected to your account. So it puts you in restricted mode. So you can't watch like 95% of the good videos you want to see. The only way to truly do it, and this is a workaround, I'm going to tell you right now because I had to spend like 15 minutes figuring this out. You have to copy the link. That's basically it. Copy the link and then bring it into an actual browser. That's the only way I'd say you can actually do it. Let's see. Aldano said they should tell you who to vote for and who to watch out for when they ban a group of people for their beliefs, if you have a brain, that is. That's so true. Dano's right. If they're going to block someone and they're going to say, hey, this is a dangerous person for society, then they need to tell everybody. Is that Steven I see? Steven, head to YouTube, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad to see you on. Go to YouTube. Guys, by the way, I am so flattered right now. This is the coolest thing in the world. Cross, I haven't seen Cross come on the YouTube side. He sometimes pops on Insta, but he used to come on Cross used to come on every day on YouTube, but I think he's been working. He's been creating. But he sent me something that was so cool. It's like he's working on a picture of like the Real Talk show. It was the coolest thing. He's an artist and he's like drawing the Real Talk show. And I was like, that's really cool. So I'm not going to show anything until he has it finished, but I was really honored and a little humbled by that. Because, you come out here just to do it in order to find some other people to be inspired enough to do stuff like that, to give back and do something that's going to inspire someone else. Like him doing that for me, I'm inspired to go and do more for others. And life is about giving. And I don't want you to confuse giving with finances. It's not the same thing. We have something that we can give that is so much more valuable than money. And it starts with an energy that is very close to the love that you feel for others. And if you could somehow dig in and share that, then you're going to make real change. And guess how I know that's true? Because if you look at what's been going on since November, whatever it was, 9th, I think, of 2016, 2015, whatever it was, when they said, Donald J. Trump's your president. Look, here's the thing, guys. If Trump is not president going forward, what do I do with the Trump impression? He falls to the wayside. My Trump impression is too good to not be used for another 4 years, guys. He's got to get in. You want me to do Sleep Sofa Joe every single day? Look, my Aunt Judy told me I'd be That's the show? Every day I'm falling asleep on camera? That's what he's going to start doing. He's halfway there, 3/4 of the way. Sometimes I think he's asleep. He's just looking through the camera. Huh? What's going on? I'm Sleep Sofa Joe. You know what, Denise? Everybody does. And if you watch today's episode 7 of the Donald Trump Show, you'll see it's a continued drop on the fact that Sleep Sofa Joe changes his mind constantly, like politicians do, and tells people that he did things that he didn't. And he makes up stories, just like every other politician does. But more importantly, if you actually watch the clips from episode 7, what you hear is a very coherent and, like, it was well-spoken. This man was well-spoken. And now he's a mumbling, bumbling mess. He's bumbling Joe. Look, Sleep Sofa Joe, we call him now. Like, look, I gotta tell you, Sleep Sofa Joe comes in all different fabrics. We have a few sizes. You could try the senator. That's right, you're going to be in that position forever. I said the other day, look, I'll vote for him for senator again. I'll put him back in for senator. But not for the highest office of the land. You know what happens when someone like that gets in office? They're like, yeah, sir, remember you said you'd sign this? I did? Yeah, remember you just said, okay. That's real. That dude is like, hi, I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. Sleep Sofa Joe. Look, I fell asleep in the office on the sleep sofa. Oh, you did? Which one?
That one. No, that's the president. I know. I slept all over him.
Oh, my goodness.
He's a sleep sofa.
So what are you guys up to on day 555 in a row? Here was crazy. You guys missed this earlier. Denise, this was crazy, okay? Dano, you may have seen this. John may still be with us. So John's on, and John's like, buddy, this is cool. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, we start connecting, okay? And here's the crazy part. I look down. It's 11:11 on the dot on 7/7/2020 on day 555 in a row.
Decomposing Joe.
Okay, here we go. You got it. John, here's the thing you don't know. You just said that, and you're right. This is what we do on the show. If I don't have a name of a song that exists, or someone gives me a good title of a song, it becomes a song. Let me tune this puppy up so we can make it sound real purdy. While we do that, let me see what I can get rid of here. We can get rid of that. Says it's not off, but it seems off. It's not bad. Let's see what this was. What? We're gonna rock this in a little bit.
Joe.
So that was a cool thing we created yesterday. I should do an Antifa skit. I've already done that. You want to see it?
Do you want to see the Antifa
It's
skit?
Hammerlin Jameson live from Mount Rushmore. Donald Trump.
Hold on a moment, because it was asked for, and I'm going to figure out a piece of music to write about Decomposing Joe.
Maybe we'll do Keep Decomposing Joe as Donald Trump. But you asked about Antifa. So here you go. This is Denise. Denise gave me the idea for this. Ready?
Good evening. Tonight we have a very special interview. Joe Biden, former vice president and the presumptive candidate for the Democratic Party of President of the United States in 2020, joins us to discuss the rioting and Antifa. Bridget Firestone sits down with the vice president. Thank you for your time, Mr. Vice President.
Well, I'm glad to sit down with you. I'm happy to talk to you about my campaign, about Donald Trump.
Can we talk about Antifa?
Antifa? Well, I'm not sure how everybody keeps talking about my Antifa. I'm sick of people trying to put shade on my Antifa, okay? She's a good lady. She never done nothing wrong. And my Aunt Judy told me that, too. She said, look, I'm telling you, Antifa's got nothing to do with this. Leave her out of it. You got a problem with anything, you could talk to Smoking Joe Biden.
Well, everybody keeps saying that Antifa...
Look, I'm telling you now, my Antifa's got nothing to do with it.
Look, straightforward question, are you against Antifa? Do people want to know?
You're talking about my aunt. She's a very fine lady, okay? She makes a good meatloaf, and she likes to call her kids Pudgem. I'm not really sure what Pudgem means to this day, but my Aunt Tifa's a nice lady, okay? Next question.
I'm talking about the group Antifa?
I don't know. I thought you meant my Aunt Tifa. Look, if you're talking about a terror group, I'm against it. If you're talking about my Aunt Tifa, I love her. 100% fantastic Aunt Tifa.
So there you go, gangsta. You asked for it. You asked for it, you get it. So let's see if we can come up with something for Decomposing Joe. How about this? I feel like Decomposing Joe has to have like some country feel to it, right? He's a little song, but a man. Well past his prime. We don't understand why he's even trying to fame. He's got a mind. You look back in time, you'll see a bright mind. It's been long since then. And when you see this bumbling man, he comes round, we call him the sleep sofa, yeah. It's Decomposing Joe. Yeah, Decomposing Joe. Somehow winds up in the White House for 8 years, accomplishes nothing. What surprise? 40 years in office and you just play smart, yeah. And now yeah, let's just shuffle them out. Let's put them out on the stage to say where the hell am I right now? Who am I? What the heck's going on? I'm smoking Joe Biden. Are you? I don't think you are anymore. Maybe you used to be, but now you're. I forgot my name, Biden. That's right. Forget for Joe. We call you sometimes. We call you Sleepy Sleep Sofa Joe. I said I don't know what to do. He's decomposing right in front of us. So I said it's Decomposing Joe. Decomposing Joe. Decomposing Joe. Whoa, whoa. Decomposing Joe. Decomposing Joe. It's decomposing, don't you know? I just feel bad for him. I wish he'd go back home and watch a sports game, maybe go and play some golf, forget what hole he's on, forget what stroke he's on. But that's okay, because no one's judging you there. You could eat 3 or 4 eclairs. Decomposing Joe. I tell you, must have been something for Barack Obama to come out and endorse that man. Imagine being a fly on the wall for that conversation between Barack and Michelle. I think it goes something like this. Michelle, we gotta do something to stop Donald Trump. I think I have to endorse Sleep Sofa Joe. That's probably exactly how it went. And the kids probably said, Dad, how could you endorse the sleep sofa? And he said, what's the alternative? You ever heard of Obamagate? That's right, Donald Trump's gonna drain that swamp. Donald Trump's gonna drain that swamp. 4 more years, he's gonna drain that swamp. Poison, watch out, gonna drain that swamp. Chuck Schumer, watch out, gonna drain that swamp. Democrats, watch out, draining that swamp. About time we drain that swamp. 4 years waiting for that swamp. I want to see everything just like... Where do they all go? Drained. Doesn't happen if we got a decomposing Joe. We got a decomposing Joe. That's what we do on this show. John gives me the name of a song, we go with it. I think that ending was pretty much fire there. I don't know. That should be on Trump's, like, every page. Right there. Like, how does somebody clip that? Make sure you get the whole screen so people know how to find us. We're live every day since 12/31/18. Clip that, guys. Go back 15 seconds there and clip that. A minute. Clip that. We're gonna drain that swamp. Chuck Schumer gonna drain that swamp. Oh, dude, that was fire. John, thank you so much, buddy. You just gave me the best smile I had all day. John, you know what's kind of interesting about a smile? I have a quote. I write a lot of quotes. I haven't done it much lately, but I got a lot to live on. Did about 80 or 90 in this like short span where I was doing it every day, 3 or 4 a day. A smile has an energetic value that costs 0 to the currency holder. Your smiles affect real change. My smiles affect real change. So why, if we know that we can affect real change with a positive thing, like a smile, energetic reaction, why are we holding on to them so tightly? I don't want to give away all my positivity, so I'm less. No, you get more when you give your positivity to somebody else. When John goes out there and shares a smile with someone, when John goes out there and he shares me with somebody who's going to maybe lead us to Real Talk being somewhere else. All of this is positive energy connecting. Do you guys understand? This show is about us becoming one. I'm sick of what's going on out there. I've been here for 555 days in a row trying to connect with John, trying to connect with you, trying to connect with everybody. And I'm offended, to be honest, because I'm here to connect with every single soul out there. I don't care. I'm not here to connect with one race. To me, that's offensive. We are one race. It's the human race. And what the heck is going on that nobody's realizing this? We all matter. And yes, the oppression of 400 years is such a terrible thing, and it should be discussed and people should recognize and understand. But tearing down history, starting with one thing and then progressing throughout from thing to thing, and then to see Don Lemonhead today say, no, it's about police. It's always and is about police brutality. No, if it was, then you wouldn't be making it about statues. You wouldn't be making it about Mount Rushmore. You wouldn't be making it about every other thing. It's about progressing the agenda in order to keep us scared, in order to keep us divided, because divided we are weak, together we are strong. Can't you feel it, guys? Here, we are stronger. So if we know we're stronger here, then let's shut off the negatube. Just come on over here. I'll bring Fauci on. I'll bring Hammerlin Jameson. We will do it all. Okay, Hammer Jammer, remember the let off the fake news. Tomorrow, we got Ryan Hartwig coming on here. He's going to be dropping more truth for us. He spent an hour and a half with us. We didn't even get through it all. That's the best part about it. He did, okay, this is what I'm really kind of excited about. I'm really excited because I leave it an open door. Come on. If you didn't get everything out, please remember that the Real Talk platform is for you to get it all out. I don't want you going on Alex Jones, going on different platforms and only getting to speak for 3 minutes, getting to speak for that cute amount of time. Oh, I can only get 20 minutes span. No, we did an hour and 26, I think it was, something like that. And if he wants to spend 2, 3, 4 hours chatting, I'm down. All right, I'm down. So today, it's a celebration of sorts for lots of reasons. But this 555, I'm a numbers guy. I'll tell you a couple crazy things as far as numbers are concerned. I'm 41378, okay? My man Dagger, you're the one who's responsible for a lot of that, Dagger. Dagger is calling, he's reaching out to people. He's like, hey, we want you to be on the show. Guys, take the initiative. Get cool interviews going for this show. I got a couple people coming on. So this week's going to be pretty hectic. We're going to have people on almost every day. So subscribe, ding the bell on YouTube if you have not. And thank you for spreading the word and sharing the videos. I think that's the only way we get the word out there. I'm kind of being censored by YouTube and Facebook, I think, because of the content I'm putting out. Rob the other day said they can't decipher between parody and reality, these censors. So when they see, for example, Donald Trump Show, Episode 7, Riding Biden, they're not pushing my content out through the Facebook, through my 2,700 followers on Facebook. I bet you very few of those people got that notification that I'm live. Because they don't want the world to see Donald Trump Show Episode 7. They don't know if it's really Donald Trump coming. Hello, look, thank you. Look, I'm doing a private thing here on Facebook. Don't let anybody know. Oh, I know, Dag. Look, I'm honestly, it's like I have so much fun on this show that I feel like if we can get people on here, we're going to bring it, they'll want to come back. So the work is getting them on. So Dag, you did all that. Like because I appreciate it. Dag said getting the second interview is all you, bud. Yeah, it is, but it's really not possible without that first one before you getting them to check out the show. I always said it's a much different thing when I reach out to someone. I'm like, hey, God, we'll love to have you on the show. Check it out, Hammerlin Jameson. Like, they're like, who the hell is this guy, you know? But if it's Dagger reaching out, he's like, hey, we want to have you on whenever you're free. Let us know. I don't even want to tell you who you reached out to the other day. I'm like, if there was a way this dude would come on the show, and he knows what I'm talking about right now, this guy's real. It's like, for sure. Straight up. Awesome dude. And if we can get him on, one of my favorite, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking about what I've seen him in. He's been in a lot of really, really awesome films over the years. And I'll leave it at that. But that dude would be amazing on here because if he expressed himself here the way he expresses himself on platforms, I think we'd have some fun. I think we also draw out of the moment. I was thinking about how Mary M said, look, I can't do, it's late. I can't do 3 hours. No. I was like, just give me what you got. Half hour. Just tell me about the bullet points. George Floyd. Because I'm kind of, the George Floyd thing I think was just like crazy because it's done. Like, and this never should have progressed to this point. It should have been for many other reasons. And to hear Lemonhead today, I wish I had this clip. Someone sent me the clip. Maybe Dagger did. Dagger, I saw you sent me something. Let's see what this was. There's a couple of things here from Dagger. I'm going to open these up and see what we got. I think I have to go back to the main screen.
Good evening.
Oh.
Tonight we have a very special interview. Joe Biden.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's see what this is. This is something from the Dagger. Guys, check this out. Am I showing it out though? It didn't work. Hold on a second. Okay, guys, check this one out, okay? That's my cousin Timmy. Alright, what was this? 5 + 1 + 1 + What is this, Dagger? Dagger, what are you showing me here? I'm not sure what that one is, but I'll tell you what, guys. I'm a little weirded out by this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing I saw yesterday. Did you guys see what was going on? Oh, those two are on the World Health Organization. I'll tell you what.
Good for the Trumper. We got rid of the World Health Organization today. Look, I'm not looking for people to put their hands in my pocket. I'm looking to take hands out of my pocket, okay? Look, I've been a billionaire for a very long time. I know how to stay a billionaire. You know how you do that? You don't let people put their hands in your friggin' pocket, okay? Melania came in one day. She was like, look, I'm putting my hand in your pocket. I was like, you better move that hand forward about 4 inches. That's right. You better try to find my Trump. That's what I call it. You know, and she's like, okay. And I said, just make sure you don't use, that's right, you know what I'm going to say, the gold toilet. I can't stand when she sits on the gold toilet because I'm afraid. I have slightly, it's like a sort of fear comes over my body. And I'm saying, I hope she doesn't poop in the toilet because she's Slovenian, you know. And Slovenians have a syrup maybe in their poop. I'm not really sure. Chemically, it's kind of degrades almost like Sleep Sofa Joe in front of you, and the gold will begin to melt. Could be something to do with Crimea. I'm not really sure. I will tell you, though. Look at this. Dagger said the Clinton Foundation and the WHO are partners. Whoa! Of course. Look, Trump found that out. I wanted to get rid of him before you found out, so then everybody could take credit for it and then say, like, I'm blown away that everybody's also all of a sudden realizing that HCQ, this hydroxychloroquine, is helpful in, helping with symptoms with the coronavirus. And the freaking fake news media lambasted because the president said, I'm taking it, and like, what's the risk? People take it for malaria, take it for lupus. What's your freaking problem, huh? What, you want to die from COVID? You're going to die, or you going to take something. What are you, freaking stupid? Oh, of course you are. You're a lemonhead. This guy today, did you see stupid lemonhead? Dagger, find me the clip, or somebody find me the clip of Don Lemonhead interviewing Terry Crews. Terry Crews, love this guy. He's over the Black Lives Matter movement. Not necessarily the movement. The movement is important and real, but not the way it's led. The company, I'll call them, Black Lives Matter. Not the words Black Lives Matter. The people, the militant Black Lives Matter, the ones that are running it, that are saying we'll burn the system down, and if they'll literally, if we have to. They're trying to destroy our history. So you look back in 50 years, you don't even remember what happened. You know what? If you can't explain where people went wrong, how do people know how to do what's right? Oh, this is it. We're a supreme society.
We don't learn from our errors? No, we're just perfect. We're a perfect being? It's a little weird. Like, aren't you fascinated when you find out something from the past? I'm fascinated when I find out that we were barbaric. I'm fascinated when I find out that Christopher Columbus did what? I saw something that blew my mind the other day. That like two guys, like they beheaded some kids because there was fun. Like it was a mental time to be alive in the 1500s, 1400s. These people were barbaric. They pillaged, they raped, they did whatever because that was the way it was at the time. Just like when we look back now and people are up in arms because a couple people on the Mount Rushmore had slaves and so did Thomas Jefferson. And yeah, you know what? It was a horrible time. It was a horrible time when they did that. Everybody did it. I found out today that there were free black men that had slaves, that had black slaves. Wait, hold on a second. Nobody ever talks about that, but that's accurate. And I saw a great thread today. Someone explained all of them. So this guy had 34 slaves. This guy had 143 slaves. There were 10,000 slaves that were owned by black free people. So it was just the standard of the time. People had slaves. And no matter what your skin color was, you had slaves. There were white slaves too. Nobody talks about that either. In fact, there still are. And there were, and I found out something else that someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but that they only sold slaves from Africa to the United States for 1 year. I thought it was like 100 years, for 1,000, I don't know, for 500, no. I mean, 100 years, 50 years, 40 years, where they were just bringing them in. It was 1 year. And then they outlawed that to the United States. So they still owned them here. The South didn't want to get rid of it. And I saw something else very brilliant. Okay, this is what I want to share with you. Saw a gentleman explain it perfectly. The Democrats have done a really good job going into the communities, into the Hispanic communities, into the black communities, inner cities, and to win their vote, to somehow explain that they're going to be getting their back, and then they continue to do nothing. These people continue to sit down and need, and then you finally get a situation going on where there's a person trying to elevate your being, give you the opportunity to become something. And you hear 7 million people come off of food stamps, all this stuff, great stuff going on, right? Why would you go backwards? And if you look at what's going on, if you look at what's happened since 2016, look at what happened. Oh, I didn't do this. Okay, check this out. Dagger said Antifa, that's right. Christian, what's up, brother? How are you? If you look back at someone do this for me, side by side this for me, and tell me what are the highlights. Okay, ready? Donald Trump's accomplishments in the first 3 years and 6 months next to Obama's full 8 years. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see what Obama did, what he accomplished. And then I want to see what's Trump accomplished. And literally less than half the time, I just want to see where he is on track with what this dude did. And again, I was blown away by a few things I didn't understand until I'm seeing them. And again, you call it fake news, I call it the actual truth, finally finding its way, sifting its way through platforms like TikTok, platforms where people are still being able to voice their opinions, okay? And just to hear that people are absolutely sick of all the fake news. Nobody's giving it to us straight anymore. And this is why Hammerlin Jameson freaking exists. Okay, what Dagger put something up here for me. Okay. Dagger said he put the clip of Dong Lemon. Dong Lemonhead. Dong Lemonhead. I love it. Oh my goodness. Dagger helped me complete the name. Here we go. Dong Lemonhead and Terry Crews. Let's watch this, guys. I want to see this. Oh, that was what you were trying to show me. Thanks, buddy. Let's see if I can find it. Huh. Is this it?
On Jeffrey Epstein's planes and some of these residences he had. He was very wealthy.
I don't think that's it. I'm not able to find that link. I don't think it's not the one. Like, I'm looking for the one of Goofy Lemonhead and Terry Crews today. And I think Terry Crews is well within his rights to explain what he said. He said, look, people have to take accountability. White people have to take accountability for killing white people. Black people for killing black people. And when you look back at the actual data, someone tell me if these numbers, I'm picking up the wrong link. You're awesome, Dagger. If someone has data that's different than this, tell me. I think there were 9 white police officers that shot, maybe it was 13, something like that, black people. And it was cops nationwide. And they had something like a crazy amount of incidents. So it's not like it happens every single day. It is something that has to be looked at. I've seen some videos that really got me worried to see how people are treated out there. They shouldn't be treated that way. I saw one kid with his arms up like this. Cop came from behind him and kicked him in the back, took him to the ground, and they started beating him up. He was sitting there, he wasn't resisting. He was standing there like this. Unbelievable. What was that? Gangsta said 9 black, 19 white. What is that about? But basically, keep this in mind, guys. This is entirely designed in order to divide us. You know that, right? Like, for me to hear from a guy on Facebook, what has Donald Trump done what has Donald Trump done anyway? We got to get him out. He's done nothing. That blows my mind. He signed the Reform Act. Right? Is that what it's called? The Reform Act? 4,400 inmates were released. 97% were black. If he's a racist, why the heck would he have done that? Why didn't Obama do that? Some of the first Republicans were black, I was reading. That's what Sig said. You know what? That's true. And it used to be that the party for the African American, I don't think that's a real word. African American? No, we're American. We're colors, if you want to say it, but we shouldn't even be divided that way. But if you want to say the first Republicans that were black, I can agree with that. And I also think it's because it is the party that really wants to try to bring people up and rise out of the ashes and into the light. Do you guys understand? If you stand back for a second, just look at the situation. Think about it this way. You got sun in one hand, okay? You got sun. It's literally sunlight and sun and the warmth of it. And in this hand, you've got just muck and mud and garbage and filth and like diapers and like toilet paper and like, but that's been used by somebody that's 355. And you're taking that and throwing it on the sun. You got the positivity of the universe right here in this hand. Because honestly, I got to tell you, every single video I see, I went to one of these events before Donald Trump was voted. He was in Fairfield. I wanted to go. So I went with a couple people. And it was just interesting to see how people were. And bottom line, everybody was so positive there. Everybody was so positive. They're just the protesters suck. It's the thing. It's the funniest thing. These people that protest are the problem. Not because they don't know how to silently protest. They don't know how to do it peacefully. They have to get in your face. They have to try to get a rise out of you. They troll you live. It's a weird thing. And I only went to one. It was before he got all of the exposure. Now everybody hates him. And the hatred is misplaced. It's misguided. It's misguided when I hear people the way they speak about Donald Trump, and I hear the comments, and there's the certainty of the racism and the white supremacy and the xenophobia, all of these things that are not true at all. There's no factual data because I've seen and. Look, I think people are not monsters, and this guy hasn't done anything to show that he's a monster. He is a patriot. I've never seen anybody more American than this. Like, he's focused on bringing America back to the forefront. Obama brought us down to a second-tier nation, right? I mean, we went from the highest standard of credit down to, like, second rate, and we got a guy who's fighting, doesn't even take a freaking salary. Nobody talks about any of this stuff. It's unbelievable. Look at this. Denise said, I am free, white, and over 21. By the grace of God, I have been dubbed a racist for a simple statement of my own personal data. Statement of facts. Yeah. Americans of African descent. That's a good way of saying it, but even that may not be accurate because how do we know where? I mean, I guess that's true. You could say it that way. I just feel like we're all. Why are we dividing people? Why are we dividing? You know, one of the reasons why I'm here is because we have to stop dividing. We have to start understanding we need to come together. We are one. We literally can be one if we allow ourselves to be one but unique. We need to allow ourselves to freely breathe and allow others to as well. If you stop people from being themselves, we become a frigid and a very, very angry society of people. We don't want that. You know, the idea, and here's the thing. People used to be able to elevate their minds by having reasonable conversation. I add something, you add something. Sometimes I say something that may not make sense, you do. But we're trying to create something, okay? We're learning off each other. It doesn't exist anymore. You just have hatred fueling hatred. And this is why I think we just have to destroy it with positivity. I think it's that, though, guys. You got the sun, the positivity of the sun over here, and everybody's trying to destroy the sun. And it's a thing. It's a weird thing. It used to be called good and evil. It's very similar to that, guys. It's just positive and negative. I'll tell you what. No matter how much negativity is out there on the Negatube, it will never destroy the positivity of this show. We are going to continue to bring the light. We're going to connect, and we're going to bring ourselves towards something better than they can bring us. They're not bringing us anything positive, guys. They're taking us away from this moment. Don't forget, the only thing that matters in every single aspect of your life is this second right now. Right now, no. You could say now to yourself 1 billion times because that is when it matters. Everything else is not important. Last little statement, and then I'll play you a song, and then we'll play some more face swaps. But don't think about things for too long. Just once. Think about it for a while if you want, but just once. Have a nice conversation with yourself. Think about it. Think about all the variables. Think about the options. Think about the angles. Think about how you can get past it and reflect on it. And then never think about it again. Just remember it. It's in the past because the past takes you away from the moment. The future doesn't exist. We don't know what we get. So just make the moment really, really powerful. And one day when you're sitting on your recliner, you could have a box full of amazing moments that you created because you lived in it. You lived in it. You didn't dwell in the past. You didn't just feign on what could be. You lived. As I'm outside looking in, and my friend is not to blame, and the world turns cold. I can't see the light. The darkness settles in. My name. I can't see the light. Desiring some clarity. Oh, as I'm outside looking in, and my friend is not to blame. The world turns cold. I can't see the light. settles in. I don't know my name. I'm a stranger to this place. Me, I can't see the light. I can't see the light. The darkness settles in. I don't know my name. I'm a stranger to this place. Me, I can't see the light. I can't see the light. The darkness settles in. I don't know my name. I'm a stranger to this place. I can't see the light. I can't see the light. Darkness settles in. I don't know my name. I'm a stranger to this place. Me, I can't see the light. I can't see the light. The darkness settles in, settles in, settles in. I don't know my name. No, I don't know my name. I'm a stranger to this place. I can't see the light. I'm a stranger to this place. Matt, what's up, brother? Loving it. Have I seen? Unfortunately, I have not seen much. Gangsta said, have you seen the Change My Mind show from Louder with Crowder? If so, what do I think? I have not seen it, unfortunately. I'll take a look. I will try to take a look for sure. How's everybody doing this evening? I want to say hello to you. It's day 555 in a row. You guys want to see episode 7 of the Donald Trump Show? I've only played it once. I think we should play it again. I did this for today, guys. I'm always proud of these. I spent a lot of time working these out. We're one away from dropping another long one. And then we're going to do the first 10 episodes when I get to 10. It's going to be like 40 minutes long. But you know what? We're here to have some fun, right? It's the Real Talk program. Hammerlin! We're real. All right, let's do this one. It's going to be basically what you're going to get right now. Is episode 7 of the Donald J. Trump Show. Here we go. Hammerlin ripping the lid off. I hope you guys like it.
Hammerlin Jameson, live from the studio. Donald Trump joins us for the 7th episode of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you very much for joining me on episode 7 of the Donald Trump Show. We're going to get right into it today. I've got a lot more on Sleep Sofa Joe. That's right, we're calling him Bumbling Biden as well now. So let's get into it. What do we got? First clip of the show.
You gotta, we gotta reassure. Look, here, my message to everybody I talk to is we're gonna get through this.
Are you sure, Joe? It looks like you can't even get through a sentence.
We provide a Medicare option. That's exactly what Rap Rock and I talked about in the beginning.
I'm sorry, did he just call Barack Rap Rock? I didn't realize he had a pet name for Barack Obama. Hey, Rap Rock, let's get together and go and talk about that foreign policy. Hey, Rap Rock, you want to get together and play some basketball? Hey, Rap Rock, could you make me a PB&J? Absolutely hilarious.
I made a mistake. I said it 14 years ago. I trusted George Bush to keep his word. He said he was not going to go into Iraq.
This is when it gets really interesting. You ready?
Only way we're going to get rid of Saddam Hussein. And it's going to require guys like you in uniform to be back on foot in the desert taking taking Saddam down.
Wait, I'm sorry, but didn't you just say that you were against the war, Sleep Sofa? I think he's losing his memory again.
From the moment shock and awe started, from that moment, I was opposed to the effort and I was outspoken.
Let's take a look at Outspoken Joe. Yes, maybe we'll call him Outspoken Joe if it's good. Let's see.
Some of my own party have said that it was a mistake to go to Iraq in the first place. But the cost of not acting against Saddam, I think, would have been much greater. The President of the United States is a bold leader and he is popular.
No, after that clip, that's it. We're going to call him Backtrack Biden. That's right. He backtracks. He said that he didn't support the war, that he's talking about George Bush like they're best friends. I'm not sure what's true with Sleep Sofa Joe.
When I marched in the civil rights movement, I marched with tens of thousands of others to change attitudes. And we changed attitudes.
When I was about the age of the guy standing over there, I got involved in the civil rights movement.
And now, the truth.
I was not an activist. I was not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else.
Okay, so basically, Sleep Sofa Joe never did any actual protesting, although he's been campaigning on it for his entire career.
The first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class.
Look, I really want you to pay attention to in this video right here.
I think
I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
I'm pretty sure that your IQ is a moving number, Sleep Sofa.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship.
So let's get to the truth.
Senator Joseph Biden may have more explaining to do.
The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the International Moot Court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
If I could say one thing.
Look, the facts are Sleep Sofa Joe was a terrible student.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class,
He didn't?
that he does not have 3 degrees from college,
He doesn't?
and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Really?
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. Back then, I guess they didn't fact check you in real time. That must have been a week later. So funny.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Sleep Sofa Joe makes up things. Bumbling Biden. Did you hear him bumble there? He's a bumbler. Bumbling Biden strikes again.
Oh, my man Matt, appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, I'm pretty much running on high speed here too. I'm pushing out at like 8,000. But I think it should drop down. Like you should be able to watch a lower signal of the show if you feel that way. What do you guys think of episode 7? Do you like it? I'm realizing we're going to have one episode. When I finally get through all this, we're going to just have one episode where it's just the Donald Trump show. And from the beginning, I just do a quick intro and I walk away. And 40 minutes later, that's right, because right now the first one was 14 minutes and 44 seconds. That was 4 episodes. We're on to 7 episodes now. I think I should cut it off at episode 10, don't you think? I can't just have it go forever, can I? Maybe. I don't know. They're fun. I just feel like it's so much. Like, is anybody going to really watch them? Like, is it grouping like that? I don't know. You guys tell me. I think I should go back and show you how it all started. Let me show you how it all started. This is episode 1. This is how... I really should show you how it all really started. This is where I got the idea of the Donald Trump show. Ready? Check this out.
Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio. Donald J. Trump takes Joe Biden down a notch.
Look, I've got to tell you, I'm completely in awe. It's like the Twilight Zone we're living in right now. Do you see the Sleep Sofa? I mean, everything he does, I'm just totally blown away by. Did you see this clip? Check this one out. This will blow your mind.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Exactly. I mean, Sleep Sofa Joe talking about his white hair on his legs is kind of weird, right? But no, people love him for it. And how about this one?
You know, the rapidly rising I don't know.
I don't even understand how people could continue to support Joe Biden. He's halfway through the first sentence and he forgets what he's talking about. He's like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just kind of sitting here. Look, we're going to be in trouble if you have Sleep Sofa Joe in as president. Let's check out this final clip.
Unnecessarily, now we have over 120 million dead from COVID.
Can you believe this? Can you believe Sleep Sofa Joe? 120 million? Really, Sleep Sofa? That's probably how many people would have died if Hillary Clinton had won, or if Sleep Sofa Joe was in charge of the country. It's 120,000, which is 120,000 too many. You could thank the G-hole. That's right, President G-hole. It's all his fault. And we're going to get him to pay. Big league. I'm going to send him a bill. And with it will be a huge stamp right across the center that says, you're a G-hole.
right in the center of it. Don't fix what's working. You're funny. So I want to share something with you guys here. Let's see if I can figure it out. This is pretty funny. I saw this. This is on my Facebook page. All right, there's a picture of Sleep Sofa Joe Biden with Barack Obama. And I'm just going to read you the captions. Okay? Biden says to Obama, Rap Rock. We call him Rap Rock? Hey, Rap Rock. We had the lowest black unemployment numbers in history. No, Joe, that was Trump. Well, we created the opportunity zones in communities with high levels of poverty. No, Joe, that was Trump, too. Well, we restored and increased the funding to historical black colleges and universities. No, Joe, that was Trump as well. So this is a guy who's racist, who restored and increased funding to historical black colleges and universities. Obama cut funding to historical black colleges and universities. Remember that. Trump created opportunity zones in communities with high levels of poverty. Have you ever heard that before? I didn't know that. We had the lowest black unemployment in history. No, Joe, that was Trump. Yeah, it's Trump. Sorry, it's just the way it is. So you guys saw that was the introduction to what now became the Donald Trump Show. So here you go, episode 1 of the Donald Trump Show.
Hammerlin Jameson introducing episode 1 of the Donald J. Trump Show.
Look, I want to thank you for joining me on a brand new episode of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. We're going to be here every week delivering truth about the Biden campaign because no one's telling you what's really going on. I'm going to pull back the curtain and you're going to see what Joe Biden is really up to. Here we go.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
Will somebody please alert Mr. Biden that truth and facts are the same thing? I think he's been watching too much fake news on CNN. Okay, what else do we have from this blubbering train wreck?
My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other Biden. Give me a look, though, okay?
Now, first of all, who's the other Biden? Who is the other Biden? I'm wondering, because if it's Hunter Biden, he'll be in jail. But if there's another Biden, perhaps he can actually complete a sentence. That Biden I'd like to hear from. Okay, let's see what else we've got.
Trust.
Like his strange hold on Defense Secretary Ash Carter's wife, Stephanie.
Sleep Sofa Joe has been doing this for years. He's a creeper. And we're going to put a stop to him.
I like the way your hair smells. Let me give you a little kiss here.
And can you believe? Look at how he's touching that little girl. Honestly, I'm a little worried about that little girl. Sleep Sofa Joe has been doing all kinds of racist things for years. I'm just going to show you a few of the clips. Take a look at this one, for example.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Look, I'm surprised you guys are fine with hearing Joe Biden say you need an Indian accent in order to go to Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, I've been to Dunkin' Donuts many times. I don't have an Indian accent. But let's continue on. I have a lot more to play for you. Now check out this clip, for example.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Racist Joe strikes again. Poor kids are just as talented and bright as white kids? What does that even mean? This is getting good, guys. What's next?
Play the radio. Make sure make sure you have the record player on at night.
Really, Joe? That's a good idea. We'll get the record player out. How about we go and actually light a fire and we do smoke signals? How about that? What do we have next from Sleep Sofa Joe?
Think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
The question is, do you know the thing, Joe? Do you know the thing, Sleep Sofa Joe? The thing, Joe, is that we are all created equal. That's right. God is the creator of all, not Satan and your adrenochrome. Okay, let's get one more at least. How about one more?
I'm not going to be a mule. I got something to do. I got to go do boom, boom, boom.
Did Sleep Sofa Joe just say he has to go do a poop-a-doop? I think he said it right in front of his crowd. I would never say that right in front of my crowd. If I'm going to take a poop-a-doop, I'm doing it on my own time, not in front of people. I don't know. It's a little weird there. Look, let's give him a chance to redeem himself. One more, okay?
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Wow. Really? Look, I'm not sure what else to say after watching that ridiculousness. But that's Sleep Sofa Joe. Are you going to vote for that guy? How about you? Look, if that's the case, this world's crazy.
It's crazy. Sleep Sofa Joe. So let's keep driving through, guys. And then we'll party after. I'll play you another song. Episode 2, traditional. Episode 2 of the Donald J. Trump Show.
It's Hammerlin Jameson introducing Donald Trump for episode 2 of the Trump Show.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining me on episode 2 of the Donald Trump Show. We're going to continue digging deeper into Joe Biden, his mental state, and whether or not he falls asleep on camera. So let's get into it. Here's a couple of clips from earlier today. We're going to get into it now. Here we go.
I'm campaigning from home about Biden hiding in his cellar. Well, the truth of the matter is over 200 million people have watched me on television, and they've watched, and the more of that,
No, keep going, Joe. You're doing great. Doing fantastic, yes. No, we're really thrilled. I'm sure 200 million people really enjoyed watching the Sleep Sofa. Look, I could take a nap on my own sleep sofa. I don't need to watch you while I do it, unless they were trying to fall asleep quicker. Maybe instead of reading, they said, well, if I watch Biden, I could fall right to sleep. Okay, let's see what's next.
I've been down to Virginia. I've been around the country, but I do it responsibly, and I don't hold rallies because it is the reason why we're in such trouble by not listening to the experts and the scientists about social distancing and wearing masks, which I never do when I walk outside of this house.
Wait, let me get this straight. So the scientists and doctors tell us to wear masks, but the moment you leave the house, you don't wear your mask? Sleep Sofa, I'm pulling a little fake news on you right now. Just check the real footage.
And wearing masks, which I never do when I walk outside of this house. I never fail to do.
See? And Trump will play it for you because I think you still look like an idiot. Okay, what else we got?
That's who we are. That's how my great-great-grandfather, four greats back got here. He got in a coffin ship on the Irish Sea, never knowing whether he was going to make it, and he made it to the United States of America in 1848, when the British were, anyway.
The British were coming, look, like Paul Revere. No, finish it up, Joe. What were you saying when the British were coming? Is that your grandfather was part of the crew? Is your grandfather a redcoat? What are we talking about here? I'm trying to figure out what the hell Joe is talking about. My grandfather, and when the British, he said, and then he stopped himself. I think he was about to say when the British were coming. Anyway, look, as long as Joe continues to stay in his basement, and he won't debate me, I'm going to have the Trump Show continue. So till tomorrow, have a good night.
Hey, what are you guys doing back? What are you doing back? You're not supposed to go back so quick. All right, so how was that one? I don't even know which one I was on there. Is that 2? Yeah, it was 2. Look, if I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little while longer, it's 12:35. I got to grab a little something to chow on. All right, let's go to episode 3. Here we go. This is where we go for a little right turn. Ready? Down into the poison.
It's Hammerlin Jameson, Donald J. Trump back with episode 3 of The Trump Show.
I want to thank you for joining me on episode 3 of the Donald J. Trump Show. Today, we talk about poison. That's right, don't drink the poison. It's going to kill many people more than coronavirus. Yeah, poison. That's right, Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, I'm sorry, some people don't know that we do call her poison. Let's take a look at this clip here. I want you to hear what she has to say.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear.
Let's be honest, Nancy, you know nothing about politics. And wrap-up smear? Really? That's what you've been doing to me? Sounds like something you got from your OBGYN. But whatever.
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it.
I'm sorry, Nancy, can you say that one more time? What was that?
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it.
Look, she's creating fake news. She told the reporters, you create a story. Let's get back to this clip.
And then you write it.
Can you freaking believe this?
And they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear.
You write the story after we report the falsehoods, and it becomes a validated story by the news, by you, the fake news garbage.
It's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report.
Also, when she says merchandising it, who is she, Mel Brooks from Spaceballs? Spaceballs the flamethrower. Yeah, okay, poison, whatever.
Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic. And it's self-evident.
You see there, she says it's self-evident because we've been doing it to Trump since he came down the escalator. Well, I have to tell you that I'm happy that I found out about this poison. Now I could put all of my efforts towards taking you down to Chinatown. That's right, we will drain poison and Schumer from the swamp.
He made it official right then. He's draining it. He's draining it. That's what I want to see. I want to see that swamp get drained. Here is episode 4. Ready?
It's Hammerlin Jameson back with episode 4 of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you very much for joining me for episode 4 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight, we get back into Sleep Sofa Joe. Look, we've got a lot of clips to get through, so let's get started.
I'm coming directly to you for asking a quick favor.
I can't believe they use this as their pitch on YouTube. I mean, I've come for you to... It sounds like something out of Close Encounters of a Third Kind. Sleep Sofa, are you from a different planet? I'm trying to figure out what the hell it is that comes out of your mouth. Sounds like gobbledygook.
I can hardly wait to debate him on stage. I want people to see me standing next to him and him standing next to me. We'll see who's sleepy.
Mr. Vice President, thank you. Thanks for your time. Please come back in less than 13 years, sir.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
Chris. I just did Chris. No, I just did Chuck. I tell you what, man, these are back-to-back. Anyway.
Sleepy, hello? It's not Chuck, okay? But you have a problem with back-to-back meetings? How do you think you're going to do back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back when you're president? Look, he's gonna have to take a poop-a-doop in between, remember?
Why doesn't he just act like a president? That's a stupid way to say it.
You know, Donald Trump was asked on...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, probably best I don't.
You know, I feel kind of bad for Sleep Sofa. I mean, he looks like he's going to cry. He's like an old puppy dog whining for a bowl of milk. Look, Sleep Sofa, I'm sorry. You know, you have to act confidently if you're going to be president of the United States.
I tell you what, I'm so darn proud. And those poor people who have lost, anyway.
This is your brain on drugs. That's right. Any questions?
I would see to it for immediately moving toward, we're in fact in a position now that if in fact we dealt with mitigation across the board, just what we did in the last administration and before, leading to a standard that we provide efficiency for appliances.
Have you ever seen that scene in Scanners? It kind of reminds me, I wonder if they're going to do, you know how they keep doing, we're doing Jaws over. You think they'll do Scanners over and maybe have Sleep Sofa Joe in his, one of the lead characters? I would watch that, even though he makes me want to fall asleep.
I'm ready on day one after more than 3 years in office. Why isn't Donald Trump ready? Mr. President, wake up.
Can you believe that? Did he really just say for me to wake up? Is this Pinocchio and Geppetto is in the background pulling strings? Because it doesn't even look like he's alive. I feel so bad for this guy. I'm going to demolish him when we get into a debate. I mean, honestly, he doesn't even know who the hell he is. And you guys are going to vote for this guy? He's up by how many points? I mean, what the? He can't even speak, people. He said he's going to beat himself. Did you see that one? This is Sleep Sofa Joe saying how he's going to beat himself.
I'm prepared to say that I have a record of over 40 years and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden.
Well, let's hear that one more time. Joe, can you do that one more time for us?
I'm going to beat Joe Biden. I'm going to beat Joe Biden.
Look, I think that's a good place for us to call it a day. He's going to beat himself. I guess I should just hang back and maybe let him fall on the sword. He may walk outside to get the mail and forget to put his pantalones on. Could be a problem. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow on the next Trump show. That's right. Have a good night.
Guys, don't forget tomorrow, a very special episode, 4 p.m. Ryan Hartwig, Facebook Insider, Facebook Whistleblower, coming back on the show to drop some knowledge on y'all. Just let us know what the hell's going on. Social media. Let's talk about Antifa some. We're going to get into some topics. We'll see where it goes. Just like we do every time. We let the magic of the moment take us someplace. You know what I'm saying? So we're kind of quickly moving along here. We just did episode 4. There's 3 left. I might as well just play all of them for you. Here's number 5. Here we go.
It's Hammerlin Jameson live from Mount Rushmore. Donald Trump for episode 5 of The Trump Show.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me here at the monuments. Look, this is a very exciting time. I started my own talk show this week. That's right, the Donald J. Trump Show. We're winning big league. We're dropping lots of content about Sleep Sofa Joe Biden. Lots about Sleep Sofa. We also did 1 episode about Poison so far. And we're going to continue to drop positive content about Sleep Sofa Joe Biden. Because I will not let him beat me now. We have done too much work here in this country. Are you guys ready to stick a fork in Biden? Are you ready? Oh, watch this clip. Ready?
I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
I don't know what to say. I'm a little confused. What... Could you tell me, what does that mean, Joe? You're married? I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. I don't know. So, are you going to be your own first lady? Or what does that mean, Joe? Could you please elaborate? I'm Melania Trump's husband, Donald Trump. I'm not really sure. So Joe's married to himself? Just going to give you the one for today. That's enough to squash the sleep sofa. Look, he's comfortable to lie on. Just not to vote for. We don't have to trash the man while we're here at the National Monument. He's just a sleep sofa. Look, if you can't catch the Donald Trump show, make sure you tune in to Real Talk. You see, my kids, Melania, they all love Real Talk. Well, we give it to people straight on the Real Talk program, and it kind of gave me the concept for the Donald Trump show. So tune in every night. I'll be on my show or the Real Talk show. I'm going to drop content for you because the fake news is not letting the Trumper breathe. That's right. It's trying to shut down the Trump. Look at that beautiful monument. They're going to put my face right next to George Washington there. Perfect spot. They're going to have my tie. It's going to go all the way down to the ground. So Democrats will hit their faces on it every time they walk by.
Singer, you're the man, brother. Appreciate you, pal. We're getting through these last two, and then I'm going to sleep too, because tomorrow at 4 o'clock, Ryan Hartwig's coming back. I'm going to play this real quick. This is from Dagger. He sent this over. Just take a look at this, guys. Ghislaine Maxwell has been placed in a 14-day CV COVID-19 isolation at a Brooklyn jail. Ghislaine was... It's not good, people, because we saw the other day that she already gets the COVID-19 and they rush her to the hospital on July 11th. That's right. I've seen the future, people. Thanks to Twitter. Now, they say it's a fake, but all of a sudden, I'm looking here. She's in a 14-day CV isolation in the Brooklyn jail that has a lot of COVID-19. So I'm calling it fake news and ripping the lid off of it. Let's get back to it. We got two more for you guys, and then we're all going to bed, Sigger. If you could stick around. You've seen these all, though, buddy. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Episode 6 of the Donald J. Trump Show. Come on, buddy.
That's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio. Donald J. Trump joins us from Washington, D.C.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on episode 6 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right, I'm here in Washington. Sometimes people think it looks like the Epcot Center. No, the Pope is not back in that building. It's Donald Trump's home. In the process of fixing the dome. I think it's about time we get back to Sleep Sofa Joe. Sometimes we call him Bumbling Biden. I'm not sure what I feel like calling him today. Let's see what Bumbling Biden has to say. I just love them both. I just love Sleep Sofa Joe. He's a bumbling Biden sleeping on the sofa. So, let's see what we've got today.
I propose, and I'm going to digress slightly. We're in a situation.
Every time I think to myself, well, there's no way it could get any worse, they show me another clip. This is Sleep Sofa Joe, bumbling Biden. Take a look, people.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth.
Well, which is it, Joe?
Out of $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it, it's so much.
Really? Joe, you want me to get a calculator for you? Here, why don't you use this calculator, see what you come up with.
It's cost a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years.
740 billion. Wow, Joe. That's a phenomenal amount of money. Do you want that in Monopoly dollars?
If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330 and help me in this fight.
Well, Joe, if it's a matter of dialing 30330 in order to help you fight the battle against Alzheimer's, I'm in. Okay, what else we got?
And they'd say to you, take my shotgun. I said, I have 3. I now have 5 because my son died and I have 3 of his. I have 5 shotguns.
Oh, so close, Joe. So close. 3 plus 3... So close, you did not form it as a question. It's also not 6.
I know I'm called middle class Joe. It's not meant as a compliment, means I'm not sophisticated.
I'm sorry, Sleep Sofa. I hadn't heard that one. Middle class Joe. I've heard Creepy Joe. I've heard Bumbling Biden. I've heard Sleep Sofa Joe, Sleepy Joe. I've heard about a terrible cup of Joe. It's more like out of gas Joe.
Out of gas Joe. That's what it is. It's out of gas Joe. He's out of gas, people. Last one, and we're all going to bed, guys. Here we go. Number 7. Tomorrow's a big day. We have Ryan on. Here we go. Number 7. Donald Trump.
Hammerlin Jameson, live from the studio. Donald Trump joins us for the 7th episode of The Donald Trump Show.
Thank you very much for joining me on episode 7 of The Donald Trump Show. We're going to get right into it today. I've got a lot more on Sleep Sofa Joe. That's right, we're calling him Bumbling Biden as well now. So let's get into it. What do we got? First clip of the show.
You gotta, I mean, we gotta reassure. Look, here, my message to everybody I talk to is we're gonna get through this.
Are you sure, Joe? It looks like you can't even get through a sentence.
We provide a Medicare option. That's exactly what Rap Rock and I talked about in the beginning.
I'm sorry, did he just call Barack Rap Rock? I didn't realize he had a pet name for Barack Obama. Hey, Rap Rock, let's get together and go and talk about that foreign policy. Hey, Rap Rock, you want to get together and play some basketball? Hey, Rap Rock, could you make me a PB&J? Absolutely hilarious.
I made a mistake. I said it 14 years ago. I trusted George Bush to keep his word. He said he was not going to go into Iraq.
This is when it gets really interesting. You ready?
Only way we're going to get rid of Saddam Hussein. And it's going to require guys like you in uniform to be back on foot in the desert taking taking Saddam down.
Wait, I'm sorry, but didn't you just say that you were against the war, Sleep Sofa? I think he's losing his memory again.
From the moment shock and awe started, from that moment, I was opposed to the effort and I was outspoken.
Let's take a look at Outspoken Joe. Yes, maybe his news. Maybe we'll call him Outspoken Joe if it's good. Let's see.
Some of my own party have said that it was a mistake to go to Iraq in the first place. But the cost of not acting against Saddam, I think, would have been much greater. The President of the United States is a bold leader, and he is popular.
No, after that clip, that's it. We're going to call him Backtrack Biden. That's right. He backtracks. He said that he didn't support the war, that he's talking about George Bush like they're best friends. I'm not sure what's true with Sleep Sofa Joe.
When I marched in the civil rights movement, I marched with tens of thousands of others to change attitudes. And we changed attitudes.
When I was about the age of the guy standing over there, I got involved in the civil rights movement.
And now, the truth.
I was not an activist. I was not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else.
Okay, so basically, Sleep Sofa Joe never did any actual protesting, although he's been campaigning on it for his entire career.
The first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class.
Look, I really want you to pay attention to the detail in this video right here.
I think
I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
I'm pretty sure that your IQ is a moving number, Sleep Sofa.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship.
So let's get to the truth.
Senator Joseph Biden may have more explaining to do.
The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
In the top half of my class. I won the International Moot Court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
If I could say one thing.
Look, the facts are Sleep Sofa Joe was a terrible student.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class.
He didn't?
That he does not have 3 degrees from college.
He doesn't?
And that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Really?
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. Back then, I guess they didn't fact check you in real time. That must have been a couple weeks later. So funny.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Sleep Sofa Joe makes up things. Bumbling Biden. Did you hear him bumble there? He's a bumbler. Bumbling Biden strikes again.
Couple edits I'm going to make on that, and I'll drop it tomorrow. The officially episode 7. And remember, at 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, Eastern Time, Ryan Hartwig, Facebook whistleblower insider, has a lot of information to share. He was on for an hour and a half last week. He's coming back for more tomorrow, for more Real Talk. So tune in, 4 p.m. Been live with you for 2 hours and 5 minutes. I want to just tell you, in case you don't know already, that I appreciate you. I've been here for 555 days in a row. I was blown away that 555 was also 7/7/2020. And I happen to see John. John may be my connection to something. I don't know. Representation? I don't know. It would be nice to have a rep, someone who knows how to connect dots, put the Real Talk program somewhere, get the celebrity impressions, whatever. I don't know. Dagger sent me something the other day. It was a guy who's considered like a good Trump impressionist. And I listened to it and I'm like, why is everybody, how do we get people to hear like any of the stuff that we're doing here? Some of these clips are pretty solid, guys. We're going to figure out how to get them to go viral. I'm not really sure. I just think if you keep doing your job of sharing like you've been doing, it will happen on its own. You know, and it's good, perfect timing. That's what my mentor always says. Everything happens in its own perfect timing. When you're ready. Anyway, people, you know my heart is open for this world. Hope you'll join me on my mission to make a better world for you and me, but also for the future of our families, because we can't continue on the path we are taking currently. And when you watch the crappy fake news and you see them positioning everything towards hatred, towards division, you know you need to shut it off. Shut the negatube off and get over here on Real Talk. Denise, I appreciate you. Have a great night, okay? Sweet dreams, everybody. I will see you tomorrow on the next Real Talk. What will I do for episode 8? We'll see, but I will see you at 4 o'clock tomorrow. I may pass on episode 8 tomorrow since we have Ryan on at 4 p.m., but I will see you. We're going to be rocking and rolling with Ryan 4 p.m. tomorrow. I'll see you here on Real Talk. Have a great night. Thanks again. Take care. Sleep well.